Hello everyone, it's Dr. Jane here with another update on our planet among the stars and what's going on in the cosmos right now that is moving and shaking things down here on Earth, because it is a lot. You may have noticed things are pretty intense right now, certainly in the macro and also likely in your micro. So what is going on? Well, the explosive fuel to the fire is certainly the annular solar eclipse in Libra, happening today, Wednesday, October 2nd, which coincides with the new moon. Annular eclipses can honestly be even more intense than total eclipses are, and are sometimes referred to as the Ring of Fire eclipse, which might just feel like what we are all going through right now. But this eclipse is also augmenting the ongoing outer planetary retrogrades, which are starting to wind down. And remember, retrogrades are the most loud at the beginning and at the end. We have retrograding Pluto in Capricorn for the last time for another 200 to 250 years or so, really wanting us to get it right, illuminating deep corruption in big structures. I'm looking at you, Hollywood. We have retrograding Saturn revisiting the final degrees of Aquarius, bringing down that hammer. We have retrograding Uranus in the final degrees of Taurus, testing our attachments. And then we have this Ring of Fire eclipse in Libra, our last solar eclipse in Libra for another 9 years. So this is literally like final exam time. And the planets are really going to make sure we learn our lessons. And the lesson that is in the spotlight right now is all about harmony, which may seem counterintuitive at first when this is one of the most disharmonious and dramatic eclipse seasons I have witnessed in a very long time, both in terms of the number of interpersonal microdramas I've been witnessing and in terms of the larger collective, the shipping strike, etc., etc. So let's break it down. First, let's talk about Libra. Libra is the cardinal air sign and it is ruled by Venus. Libra desires harmony, beauty, Venus, expressed in relationship, air, above all. You can see this in the sign symbol of the scales. Harmony is a balanced scale and reciprocity is key. In its highest expression, Libra is a master of diplomacy, bringing balance to the scales. So this eclipse is all about balancing those scales. So what does that mean? Well, one of the greatest traps our negative ego can set for us lives in this area: reciprocity, harmony, sacrifice, and peacekeeping in relationships. And I don't just mean relationships with individual people in our lives, but also with our jobs, our habits, our institutions, and the structures in our lives. This eclipse will find imbalances in the scales in all of these areas, because what it is illuminating above all else is the level to which we are living in harmony with ourselves. And as I said, these are tricky waters to navigate because there is a trap that is very easy to fall into. Because on the one hand, in order to have relationships, we must give, we must sacrifice. If you want intimacy, you must sacrifice safety. If you want children, you must sacrifice all kinds of things. If you want a college degree, you must sacrifice time and money and energy towards that. These are just a few small examples, but I am sure you could find many, many more from your own life. Energy exchange is a fundamental Hermetic law, and in the words of H.L. Mencken, there is no such thing as a free lunch. So the question then becomes, at what cost? And does what you receive in return for the cost rebalance the scales? Because when you sacrifice to the point of harming yourself, no matter what you receive in return will never rebalance the scales. Because what you have sacrificed is your harmony with you, and nothing external can replace that. And this is one of the most common patterns I see everywhere in our world today. People sacrificing their mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health for their jobs, their partners, their children, etc., etc., justifying overgiving every step of the way in the name of harmony. But here's the trick. This is why it's a trap. It's a trap. Every time we do this, the scales tip a little bit more. And they tip, and they tip, and they tip. And this is just physics, guys. The scales will rebalance. And the further we pull back the pendulum, the farther and harder it will swing in the other direction when it finally snaps. And that correction is likely to cause much more disharmony. Disharmony in our relationships, blow up fights, etc., and disharmony with our bodies, health emergencies, breakdowns. And we have all had these experiences in our lives where the pressure builds and builds and then it bursts and we fall ill, sometimes in bizarre and mysterious ways, or we hurt someone we love with excessively forceful expression, or we throw away something, a job, a friendship, a lover, out of anger and resentment. And so that is what this eclipse is illuminating. I have seen all of these examples I just gave in friends, family, and clients this past week. Physical, mental, emotional breakdowns left and right, because this eclipse is the snap. It is the pendulum swinging to balance the scales. It is bringing to the surface the imbalance and disharmony that is blocking true harmony, harmony with yourself, the most important harmony of all, because it is the foundation from which all other harmony arises. And the level of severity of the equal and opposite reaction that occurs from the snap is the level to which your scales were imbalanced. And here's the truth that no one likes. Who imbalanced those scales? You did. We call it the straw that broke the camel's back, but who put all the other straw there? You did. Every time you decided to sacrifice your well-being for something else and allow that deficit to accumulate. And to loop in big karma Saturn here for a second, in the karmic laws of the universe, causing harm is egregious. But here's the trick. The universe doesn't distinguish between self-harm and harming others. Harming yourself is just as bad as harming another. So use these experiences as data to show you where these imbalances exist in your life. Where are you sacrificing your harmony with yourself? And to take it to a deeper level, why? Because remember, eclipses are not just moments of massive illumination, they are also portals, prime opportunities for release and renewal. So this eclipse is an opportunity to eliminate that pattern from your life so that instead of your scales doing this, they will be more like this. And you can move forward with a more harmonious balance of give and take in your life, starting, as always, with yourself. If you are feeling out of harmony this eclipse season, join me tonight for a special new moon eclipse releasing max meditation to align with the cosmic reset button. 6 p.m. Central Time, in person or online. I hope to see you there.